Hello everyone, I'm Fabiana Prager, a pastry chef specialized in gluten and dairy-free baking, and I teach you how to profit with highly desired gluten and dairy-free products. Today we are going to talk about how to serve clients with allergies and intolerance. Well, if you like this kind of content, I'm gonna ask you to like this video and to follow me for more. Well, first of all, we have to say that intolerances and allergies are not a trend. It's real. What is the difference between an allergy and an intolerance? An intolerance is when occurs in the body a chemical reaction of eating certain foods or drink. It can be diarrhea, can be vomit, something like that. Nobody can die from intolerance, but it's normal try to avoid the food that cause it because it's very inconvenient and people can feel bloated and so. And that's an intolerance. A food allergy, of course, when the immune system reacts when people eat certain foods that normally would be harmless, but because people are allergic, this can happen, and this is serious, and people can die if they are in contact. It depends on the level of allergy, but that's why we have to be very careful when we talk about serving clients with allergies and intolerance. The first thing is when you, because our products are gluten and dairy free, we are going to focus in these two kinds of allergies and intolerance, but it could be nuts, could be eggs, could be many different things. I worked in a place that where I learned that there are even outside the list from official allergens, there are more. So first thing, how can you tell that your kitchen, your products are gluten-free? Not your kitchen, but your products. This is when your kitchen is completely gluten-free. No ingredients gluten containing enter the kitchen, which means your oven, your shelves, your bench, everything is at no contact with gluten. Nowhere in your kitchen, even inside containers, closed containers, and so in different fridges, it means there is no gluten at all. In this case, you can say that your products are gluten-free. The other situation would be you have your ingredients are gluten-free, but your kitchen is not. Can we still work with gluten-free products, allergen-free products, if our kitchen is not exclusive gluten-free, for example? Yes, we can, but we have to be very careful. We have to have everything very nice, separated. We have to clean our oven, even our sink. We have to clean the benches. We have to clean all the utensils, all the chopping boards. Everything we use to work has to be clean from gluten-containing things. And this is much more common than you can think, because restaurants and bars and many places that produce something gluten-free or dairy-free in their kitchens, they have to do the same. How can you work with products like that? You, just like all these restaurants, all these places have to do, you need to label your product saying it's gluten-free. Inside, so when you produce your cake, your dessert, your anything, the food, There's no ingredients, no gluten-containing ingredients in it, but it may contain trace of gluten. It may contain some of these results of the cross-contamination, and your labels have to be warning about it, like it's gluten-free but may contain trace of gluten, for example, or milk, or nuts, or whatever. Is ideal? No, but I can imagine many people are starting to produce gluten and dairy-free products in a kitchen where they produce other stuff, or they are starting production from home. And then in this case, we have to find a way, and that's the way to be honest with our clients. Then people buy things that are gluten-free but may contain. We have to think that some people have a very severe allergy. They will choose very carefully the kind of products they buy. But if the people see that you're concerned about your cleanliness, how you look, if your uniform's clean, if your kitchen's clean, how you were producing all this. One very important thing is your packaging. If everything is closed, how you present your products, this is very, very important, because if people see that you are concerning about their needs, if you're concerned about, if you're really putting an effort to make everything with the best ingredients, with the right ingredients, if you attend them showing all, like your label with ingredients you are using it, then in this case they will buy from you. Believe me, I started exactly like that. I started baking from home, baking bread, which is something very sensitive. My neighbors, my friends, they used to buy from me, and they knew I was doing it from home. I don't eat dairy products for a long time, but I used to have gluten-containing things in my place. Nowadays, I don't have any more, but it was my home, and people knew it, and they trusted, because they knew I understand about how to clean, how to work in a kitchen. That's my background, and I was used to work in a kitchen before I started baking from home. And then if you show people you are looking after all the details, they will buy from you. It's not going to be a problem. One more thing about selling products gluten and dairy free, or like allergy free from, like we call it in UK, is the price. Gluten-free products are more expensive, yes, and your customers, they are aware about it. And they are more expensive because the ingredients are completely different. We use a lot of ground almonds, and for dairy-free, special milks, vegetable milk, vegan butter, vegan whipping cream, and all these products are much more expensive than a normal butter. How much costs a block of butter in the supermarket, or 1 kilo of normal flour, like a plain flour, wheat flour, and compared to we are talking about, for example, ground almonds between, even I'm talking about wholesale price between 7 and 10 pounds a kilo. Then just this flour is like 10 times more expensive. And any flour we use in our gluten-free mix is going to be more expensive than just a normal wheat flour. And so the clients, they are aware. If you present your product in a nice way, closed, you have a beautiful presentation, you have a label, explaining what is in it and listing the ingredients and everything. This will reinforce the understanding from your client about the value of the product. They know they are getting something that is special, that's made free from all the allergens they can't eat. And this is how we deal with the fact that the products are more expensive. Don't be afraid to tell your prices, because people are expecting, believe me. How it works in restaurants nowadays. You arrive in a restaurant or in a cafe or something like that, then comes someone, they choose to take your order, and they are going to ask you, is there any allergies we need to be aware about? And then you tell something, and they will, almost 100% of the places are going to ask you if you are okay with traces, because that's the situation I just explained to you. The restaurants, they are producing, when they have a gluten-free product, which can be a salad, whatever, no? They are producing in a kitchen that's not 100% allergen-free. And when they tell you, okay, are you okay with traces, is they a way to be aware about your condition, and is they a way to tell you that they can't offer you a 100% allergen-free product, which most of the time is not a problem. Something we have to talk about the restaurants and cafes and everywhere. They are some restaurants are really well prepared, but the things, if we want to serve this kind of clients, we have to level our service, what we offer, with the best places, not the ones that are not really prepared. What this means? Some restaurants, you will ask, are there nuts in this brownie? Is this gluten-free? Is it dairy-free or whatever? And they are going to have a list which normally has all the names of the desserts or the dishes, and here on top they will have the 14 allergens, the official allergens in the UK, which is celery, eggs, milk, gluten, fish, whatever, are 14 different, and they will tick all the boxes from what contains in the product. And I think this is amazing, because the person can see the menu and know what to order. Normally, most of the restaurants, they are not prepared. Why? Because they don't have the products to offer. Like they have one or other thing, but to have a food allergy or intolerance nowadays is much more difficult. Makes your life more difficult than the vegetarians or the vegans, because despite of not having the same experience like the other guests, a vegetarian or a vegan will always find something in the menu. Like we have 5 different fish dishes and chicken and everything you can imagine. Then we have there like a penne sugo or a salad or something like that for the vegans and for the vegetarians. But okay, most of the time you are not leaving the restaurant without some cauliflowers or something like that. But for the allergics and for the intolerance, sometimes it's very difficult to find a place to eat, to find options on the menu. And if it comes to dessert, then it's really, really, really horrible. I have to share something with you that I couldn't believe when I started to work, when I started the business here in London. The best restaurants in town, most of the restaurants, they just don't have any options suitable for the allergics and intolerance. And I can show you here. Now you saw, I'm not lying, it's really like that. Why should you work with that? So why should you start at this moment with gluten and dairy-free production or offering in your menu, in your cafe, in your restaurant, or add, if you are a chef like me, add to your menu, or even start baking from home? Because many companies will start to invest in this market. Is a high demand out there. People looking for this kind of products, and they can't find what we find in supermarkets, the industrialized products. They are not really nice, and might be one or other thing that is really nice, but there is a gap, there's a huge gap in the market. And believe me, companies like a very traditional, like a flour factory in Italy, in Brescia, in Italy, the Piantoni, for example, they supply flour here, so in whole Europe, even in the United States, they have clients around the world, and they just develop their own gluten-free flour mix. The best restaurants here in London is the heart of Europe. Many very good restaurants, they just don't have options for these customers. And then why I'm telling you that is the right moment to enter this market. Big companies are going to invest in it. I've seen a lot of companies specialized in desserts that have one or other product coming, like the free from, and so, but it's a bit difficult when you are established in a market as a company, in a supermarket, like the famous desserts that come in cups, in like 2 cups. I don't want to really advertise this kind of thing, because it has nothing to do with our business, no? Okay, maybe you never tried one that was really good, but it's possible to make a very good one. And new companies are going to come into the market, and we'll have more options, and I hope also better options. You know? One more thing is, all these restaurants that are not, that don't have desserts, the dessert represents a very good revenue for the companies. Sometimes they just, the thing is, they just don't have a very special desserts, because they don't have a professional there to make it, and the people in the kitchen, they just make tiramisus and panna cottas, which is a kind of dessert you see everywhere, because it's easier for the people who work in the kitchen, in the gaps, to do something like that. And very special ganaches and very special chocolate tempering work and this kind of stuff, you need someone specialized in desserts to make. You have such a huge market to explore. We are talking about 1.2 million when it comes to intolerances, for example. We are like, if we are just talking about gluten intolerant. When it comes to, we have to talk about the huge market that people are not exploring. When we talk alone about gluten allergy or intolerance, in the UK, we are talking about 1.2 million people. This is the amount of people that has a diagnosis as intolerant or as celiac, because 2% of the world population nowadays have the problem. And what I'm trying to show you here is the opportunity you have to enter a market that is not well explored, and there is a high demand. And if you sell a nice product, because this would be my first advice, learn how to make a delicious product. Define which products you're going to work, because you have many options, and who is going to be your client or your audience to advertise, or define make samples, take to the places. Don't be afraid, because even if the supermarket, the cafe, the coffee place, the restaurants you are going to talk with, even if they don't have this kind of products, you can imagine they don't have it because they don't have they don't see it's necessary to offer this kind of product. It's not true. They don't want to have to concern about it, but they have clients looking for that. You can be sure there's no place I've been until today that people are not very happy to talk to me, and they always tell me, yes, we have this kind of client looking for products, and there's always, even if someone didn't buy from me for any reason, they always agree that they have clients that would love to have the products. Then, as I told you, my first advice would be to learn how to make a delicious product, because different than other kinds of products, what you are going to make, everyone can eat. You're going to have your products in any of the menus, and you embrace lots of customers. And believe me, this market is especially growing. Also, there's one more reason. Some people, for health reasons, or looking for a healthier lifestyle, a healthier diet, they just decide not to eat gluten, not to eat dairy products. And then you have a huge amount of people nowadays that are going to join this club, even not being diagnosed with any food intolerance. And I think is one more kind of client you can reach with your products. And I would, one more thing I would recommend is be really prepared when you go to the places, with your prices, with your packaging, and how you to be ready to show the presentation you're going to offer, and things like that, at least with the ingredients you're using, because in this way they will know you know what you were talking about. And I think this is very, very, very important, and makes a very nice impression. In the beginning, I was the person who went to each of the clients, and I knew, because I developed the recipes, I knew exactly what was inside and what was the difference between my product and other people's products or other companies' products. Then I think this is going to pop, so even between other products. Other thing, I'm aware that for some people this is going to be difficult, but another advice I would give, if you decide to work with free-from products, with gluten and dairy-free products, you don't have to be completely allergen-free, don't have to be vegan. If you only have gluten and dairy-free products, you already have a huge market. But try to be exclusive. Don't work with two kinds of cakes, two kinds of brownies. I have this banoffee pie here, which contains gluten and dairy, and I have also this other one. Because to be exclusive, to be consistent in your concept, because you are presenting your concept, for some reason you decided to attend this market, and there are enough clients. And why I'm telling you that, not just to make your life easier, because it's going to make your life easier when you buy products, when you talk to suppliers, and make your routine. But because people is about how people are going to see you. Imagine you have a very specific problem in your skin. You can go to the doctor. You know, any doctor can have an idea about what's happening to your skin. But of course, you're gonna feel much more comfortable if you go to a dermatologist. Why? Because he's specialized in what you need. When you think about a skin problem, you think about a dermatologist. And you want, when people think about the celebration cakes or the brownie, gluten and dairy free, that they think about you, no? And it's much more difficult to reach that stage. If you are the one that makes many different things, then this would be my true advice, is make something really nice, be prepared when you visit your clients, and definitely, if it's possible, of course, for you, be exclusive. And yeah, this would be a very good begin to serve customers with allergies and intolerance. Thank you for watching.